Virginia is home to up to 400 species of birds, including over 36 songbirds. They come in all colors and sizes. Songbirds are vibrant, stunning, and adorable. They possess extraordinary musical and vocal abilities like you've ever seen. In this wildlife film, our team will show you their beauty, habitat, and some common predators they encounter. So stay tuned to watch these little jewels and some intimate moments peeking into their life cycle as we journey together on this adventure. Springtime brings the best out of all wildlife, like this cottontail bunny. When the food sources are abundant, rabbits come out and feed. These rich lands not only attract mammals, but also bring in lots of feathered friends that make an incredible journey to arrive at this bird haven, the Ivy Nature Creek. Surrounded by the Blue Ridge Mountains and South Fork of the Rivanna Reservoir, Ivy Creek is a 219-acre preserve spanning diverse habitats of pine trees, woodlands, streams, and thick grasslands, making it an ideal dwelling place for all wildlife. Like every year, our special guest to the reserve has already arrived. The indigo bunting. And this is their habitat, grasslands filled with bushy and weedy areas. Buntings are commonly found on the edges of woods and open fields. The indigo buntings are one of the most beautiful songbirds in Virginia. Breeding males are rich blue in color with silver bill. Females and immature buntings, on the other hand, are rather less colorful with brownish feather coat. Male buntings are highly territorial. When defending their territory, buntings display this pattern of slow, fluttering, butterfly-like flight motion. During the breeding season, adult males select an exposed high perch and sing their hearts out to attract a mate. Once a bond between male and female is formed, the female chooses a concealed nesting site at the edge of the tree line within 1 to 2 meters from the ground. It takes about 2 to 8 days for the nest to be built. The bunting's song continues throughout the season, which helps with keeping other males at bay as well as to preserve their breeding and hunting grounds. The song of an indigo bunting can last up to 10 minutes with a few breaks in between. They choose and sing from one perch consistently before moving on to a different one. Since the territory of each bunting is generally smaller than a few acres, there is often more than one bird sharing the same nesting grounds. So during the breeding season, it is really hard to miss a bunting song if you're in the neighborhood. When one bunting sings, the other counters it quickly. These song battles go on from dawn to dusk throughout the season. This gives the youngsters a chance to listen and learn from the best there is. Indigo buntings learn their songs as young adults, not from their fathers but from nearby males. Buntings, living a several hundred meters apart, sing different songs with some variations in the notes. However, those in the same neighborhood share the same base song. Like all other bluebirds, buntings lack blue pigment and are actually not blue in color. Their color comes from the light reflected from their microscopic feathers. The next time you're out and about in the woods, look for these vibrant packets of blue and listen to their song. One encounter with them will change the way you perceive wildlife forever. This is their song and story. There are also other birds that sing to attract a mate, like this grey catbird. Catbirds have a unique ability to use the syrinx or vocal organ independently. As a result, they can produce two different sounds at the same time. Just like the buntings, catbirds select a perch and sing melodies for up to 4 minutes. During the breeding season, males will persistently chase other males from his territory. Catbird gets their name from the distinctive meow calls. It's a means of alerting other birds about a predator or potential danger in the vicinity. Catbirds are monogamous and choose a mate in the beginning of the breeding season and stick with it. They always build their nest in the thicket of the bush entangled with vines. Our team is rather fortunate to film this catbird's nest relatively in the open. Nest building activity is mostly done by females with an occasional material supply from the males. The nest building takes about 5 to 6 days, and the finished product looks like this thick, bulky cup. Once the eggs are laid, the female sits on them relentlessly unless disturbed. Brown-headed cowbirds are known to lay eggs in catbird's nest. However, catbirds are professionals at catching up to such an act quickly and ejecting the parasite eggs immediately. Research suggests that female catbirds are good at recognizing their own eggs by closely observing their first egg and can thus reject any others that look different. Grey catbirds begin their migration during the months of March to late April from Mexico and Southern America to their breeding grounds in the northern USA. Birds that migrate in summer season leave their breeding grounds during late August. However, catbirds are known to migrate throughout the year, depending on where they live. If the eggs hatch and lead to a successful family, catbirds return to the same nesting site every year. If unsuccessful, they abandon the territory and never come back. Unfortunately, this particular nest was attacked by a bunch of crows, and the nesting pair quickly realized it, as you can see the birds panicking. So this site was abandoned. There has been no activity on the nest for over a week. Our camera crew found a new nest built by the same pair just about a few hundred yards from the old one. Hopefully, they'll have better luck here. Only time will tell. When seasons change and the weather gets rough, most birds hide in their shelters, but a few learn to cherish the suboptimal climate, like these American goldfinches. Just a little bigger than a golf ball, with an average weight of 15 grams. They are one of the smallest and the most vibrant birds around. Withstanding extreme heat and cold conditions, these finches are among the most resilient creatures ever made. Since they are small and cannot generate sufficient body heat to keep themselves warm, they instead puff up and trap air in between the feathers to conserve heat. With the arrival of spring, goldfinches start to mold their dull feathers and put on their bright, vibrant yellow coats. Males are brighter than females and seem to attract a partner. These small birds are extremely active and can balance on delicate structures when foraging for food. Goldfinches survive on eating seed exclusively, with some occasional insect, making them the strictest vegetarians in the bird world. The only thing left to do after a good meal is to take a nice nap. This male here got his belly full of sunflower chips, and now it can't resist the sleep. So he perches on his usual spot for a good rest while keeping an eye on the surroundings. Other small birds that are just as adorable are house finches and juncos. Just like their cousins, house finches also survive on plant-based food such as seeds and berries. These finches are very sociable and are used to tolerating human presence around. Hence, they are easily approachable without being spooked. Feeding alongside of finches are little grey fluffballs, the dark-eyed juncos. In winters, large flocks of these birds descend from the mountains, gather around and feed on ground seed. Their bodies are perfectly designed to withstand extreme cold temperatures. They are numerous and widely spread all over the North Americas. During the breeding season, juncos go up the mountains to an altitude of 11,000 feet above sea level. Unlike juncos, other small woodland birds such as the tree swallows breed during the spring. Tree swallows get their name from the habit of nesting in the tree cavities and holes made by woodpeckers. These social birds perform acrobatic twists and turns in their quest to catch insects in the air. Swallows also readily take up nesting boxes in the breeding season, like this pair here. From the looks of it, this couple may already have a clutch of eggs ready to be hatched. Both the parents take turns to care for the eggs and the young. Tree swallows may have the same mating partner for several years, but the female is rather likely to be loyal to the nesting site than its partner. Each day, they go out hunting insects and bring them back to feed their young. At least one parent tends to stay in the nest most of the time as they take turns hunting for food. That way, they can keep an eye out on predators in the vicinity. Common nest predators include rat snakes, raccoons, black bears, deer mice, American crows, and kestrels. So, both parents should have a watchful eye before they get out of the nest. Here is rat snake, a common predator of tree swallows. He seems to be calm and enjoying the sun bath. For now, it's not a threat to anyone. Adult rat snakes are typically 3 to 5 feet long, and some bigger snakes may grow up to 6 feet. The appearance of rat snakes greatly vary across the country. Water snakes that live where the woods meet water bodies are also a threat to swallows. When the temperatures are optimal, snakes come out into the open to enjoy the warmth of the sun. They have a potential impact on the nesting bird populations. In general, snakes are known to consume nestlings and sometimes the eggs themselves. Thanks to the efforts of bird watchers, most of the nesting boxes have a protective dome to keep predators out of reach. The nest boxes are custom made for the swallows with a small enough entry point to prevent other birds from entering. After a good day of flying and hunting, swallows choose a high perch close to their box to rest and observe the surroundings for any abnormal activity. When all is clear, they take off on another adventure. While most songbirds are colorful, there are others that are less vibrant, like this Carolina wren. In summer, most of the woods in eastern USA are dominated by its song. It's very likely that one would have heard his song more times than seeing the bird itself. Carolina wrens are shy birds and camouflage very well with the environment, making it hard to spot one. The bird packs a lot of decibels for its small size. According to ornithology researchers from Cornell, one captive Carolina wren sang nearly 3,000 times in a day. How can such a small bird sing relentlessly with high energy all day is still a mystery. Our team has spent countless hours in the woodlands to capture this vocal bird. Eventually, we were able to get some stunning views. This perhaps is some of the rarest footage of Carolina wrens in their natural habitat that exists. With the right approach and research, you too may spot this bird one day, and when you do, you will remember that encounter for life. No songbird story is complete without telling the tale of the most iconic bird of its kind, yet commonly seen and heard, the song sparrow. With one of the best song melodies, these birds definitely top the list of the most undisputed singers around. Song sparrows are found all over North America. However, birds in different regions look surprisingly different. They are commonly heard singing in the parks and backyards. Maybe you have one in yours. If you do, keep your ears open for the melodious song. These are some of the incredible songbirds that we commonly see every year. Although most of the songbird species are listed as low conservation risk, it's only a matter of time before their numbers start to decline. Smuggling, hunting, and captivity songbirds for the purpose of entertainment is putting them at risk. Habitat loss due to deforestation and over-urbanization are also major risk factors that prevent these birds from thriving. So it is up to us to preserve these wonderful creatures for the next generations, and the only way to do it is to make the world big enough for us and nature.